Miss Bennett, I don't see your client.
Is he not? Okay, I'll text him and ask him if he's.
And
gonna-
I don't think he's coming since it was at 10:15.
I don't know. Let me ask him again.
Miss Bennett, this is set on your motion. I read it, I understand it. Who did he hire?
He had hired the Shells, Your Honor, for all of his cases.
Here he is.
Oh.
Okay. And did he pay a bail bondsman? How did that bond situation occur?
Yes. He went through a bail bondsman judge.
Okay, not Mr. Shell.
No, that was
Okay.
before he hired the Shells.
Okay, Mr. Sheffield, raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Vanna, do you have some questions of anybody?
Yes, Your Honor, I would call Mr. Sheffield.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Judge, actually, can
Hold on. Are you sitting in bed, Mr. Sheffield? I can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Hold on. No.
I unmuted you, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me now, Judge?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Where are you
Okay.
sitting?
I have a broken foot, so I'm laid up.
Okay, okay.
Do I need to set? Do I need to
You're
set
okay.
up?
If you ever broke, yeah, you need to sit up though. You're good. That's
Okay.
good.
I'm sorry. I've got it elevated.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss Vanna. Are you first, please?
Thank you. Judge, I'll call Rafael Tovar.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Tovar, are you the caseworker on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, have you been working with Mr. Sheffield on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Has he given you the address of his residence?
As of a few days ago, yes, he told me that he's now living back with his grandparents.
Okay. Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Anybody have any questions of Mr. Tovar? No?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tovar, have you been to the home?
I've been to his grandparents' residence, I believe 2 or 3 times now.
Does it look like, the pictures, does it look like the residence?
Yes, it does look like the residence. He did tell me previously that he was staying in living in the Legends, and that he felt like it was unfair that he was getting judged and punished for living there. And so he had decided to, I guess, leave the area, and then he was couch surfing, and I think that wounded him back up with his grandparents.
Where is that? What's the area?
It's
The driveway number is 2935.
And Mr. Tovar in Burnett County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so locally.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, anybody else have any questions of Mr. Tovar? Ms.
I will follow up. Oh, go ahead, Ms. Bennett.
It doesn't matter. Okay, just briefly, Mr. Tovar, do you and Mr. Sheffield, when y'all have communication, request that I be involved in all those communications?
I know that we had started a group chat, that way you can be a part of it, so I like to get your permission first before we do meet, because I know that you like to be a part of it, so I try to ask before we do.
So, at some point, I can't remember if it was an email or a text. I believe you had requested that I be involved in all your communications. Is that not an issue anymore?
I still do believe that it should be done, because I find Mr. Sheffield to be extremely dishonest, and he's usually kind of snarky with me sometimes. So I just want somebody there to make sure that things remain civil between the two of us.
I'm
Hold on.
Hold on. I
You're
passed the
talking
witness.
to Tovar right now. You'll get an opportunity.
I passed the witness, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any other lawyers have any questions of Mr. Tovar? Ms. Vanna?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Tovar, what did Mr. Sheffield tell you when he refused to give you his address in the past?
He had stated to me that he did not he felt like that he was getting, I think the words he said were slammed in court and judged for having a new truck and living in the Legends area of Kingsland. And I stated, or reminded him that it was a court order, that he has to provide me a proof of residency. And he stated that he did not agree with the order and did not think it was fair, so he would not be doing so.
Okay. So did he admit to you that he got a new truck?
Yes, he stated to me that he did, multiple occasions.
Okay. Have you seen the new truck?
I have not, no.
And when he said he got a new truck, did he buy this truck during the pendency of this case?
Yes, I believe he purchased it around June.
So fairly recently, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Anybody else? Okay. Ms. Vanna, next witness.
I'll call Mr. Bradley Sheffield.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am.
Mr. Sheffield, how are you currently employed?
Self-employed.
Okay. And what do you do?
Construction, remodels, roofing.
Okay. On your court-appointed application, you had put B and C home theaters. What is that, sir?
I also do that as well. Low voltage. I'm kind of shifting into other fields of services right now. So
Okay. So you do, it sounds like you do a lot of things. Is that right?
yes, ma'am. I do quite a few things. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how many hours a week do you typically work?
Oh, typically I try to work like, at least 80, but that's like a normal work week for me.
80 hours a week is your normal work week?
Yeah, it tends to end up being that. Yeah. Not
Okay.
here lately. I haven't worked in like 4 days because of my foot, but
Okay.
That'd be crazy.
Typically, how much money do you bring in a
oh,
week?
that varies. I can't even give. I mean, there's some weeks I don't bring in $1, and then other weeks I might bring in 5,000. So it just I've gone for 3 or 4 weeks without bringing in any week. I'll get a big check. It just kind of varies.
Okay. Can you give me an average per month?
I mean, an average per month would probably be. I mean, it just varies. 3,500. I mean, just like an average for the year here lately, maybe $3,500. Because, like I said, 1 month I might not make anything, and then another month I might make a lot. It just.
Okay. And sir, you had quite a bit of bonds to pay. Is that right?
Yeah, but what y'all don't realize is my whole family chipped in to keep me out of jail. Like my whole family, my dad, my mom, they're divorced, their significant others, they chipped in, my grandparents, my other grandparents on my dad's side. Like it was a huge family effort to keep me out of jail. Like I did not have that kind of savings. So.
And is it fair to say let's see here. Isn't it fair to say they paid around 17,000, if not more, to bail you out?
Oh, it was probably more than that. I mean, my family, they love me. I mean, they helped me a lot.
Okay. And did you pay any of that?
Yes, I paid what I could. Yes, ma'am. I mean, it's been a 3-year long drawn out process. I don't have all the figures in front of me, but I mean, it's been, over a 3-year deal.
Okay. You had paid some bonds around April of this year. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay. And how much did you pay towards all of those bonds?
probably about 5,000.
And you ended up hiring the shells for all of your felony and misdemeanor cases. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. And he did me a good job.
Okay. And how much did you pay Mr. Shell?
Well, I'm still not done paying him. I owe him still $15,000. I've only paid him $5,000. So I still owe him 15.
So you're telling me you paid the Shells $5,000 to handle 6 felonies and 6 misdemeanor cases?
Well, I'm paying him 20. I've only paid him 5.
Okay. Are you on some sort of payment plan?
Oh yeah, I got to go see him every week.
And how much do you pay? What is the repayment plan?
We really don't have a plan. I just pay him whatever I can. I've been working with Austin for 15 years, so I pay him whatever I can at the time.
Okay, and how much have you been paying per week?
Last week I gave him $800. So like I said, in the week before that, I gave him 2,500. So it just kind of whatever I can spare.
Okay, and your court application, well, let me strike that. Are you and Kaylee living together at the time?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm staying on the property. She's like staying in the house with my grandparents, and I have a camper out by the shop. So I don't know what y'all would call that. Yes and no.
Okay, do you support her
Uh,
financially?
no.
Okay. So at this time, you only have to take care of yourself. Is that right? No other dependents in your household.
Yes.
Okay. And
I do help. I mean, I do help Kaylee whenever I can. I mean, it's not
Okay.
like we're, I mean,
okay. Do you pay rent?
do I pay rent?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I pay all the utilities for the shop and everything, and that's been high as hell lately. So yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you pay your parents' rent?
No, but I work for them. I mean, I run their little dog boarding business. So no, the answer is no. No, I'm sorry.
Do you get paid by your parents to run this dog boarding business?
No, absolutely not. No.
Okay. So you pay no rent at this time. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes. Just utilities and normal stuff. That's only been for like the last couple of weeks. I was paying rent.
Okay. How much do you pay for the utilities?
Like for the shops and the last 2 months, it's been high, like $450 a month.
Okay.
And then I have insurance. I have a payment on the camper. I have, I mean, I have quite a few bills.
Okay. This camper that you're talking about, is it your camper?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you purchase this camper?
Like a year ago,
Okay. How much do you pay for this camper?
$300 a month.
Did you recently buy a new truck?
Yes and no. I mean, that was again the court. I mean, CPS was slamming me for everything I was doing, so I gave it back. I don't even have a truck right now.
Okay. How much did you pay? How much did you pay for a down payment on the truck?
I'm not even going to discuss that with no, because I was not under the influence that, I mean, I needed a vehicle and I can't even go buy a vehicle right now. So
Sir, how much did you pay for the truck?
the truck that I no longer have,
Correct.
I put a down payment of $2,500.
Do you have a bank account?
No, ma'am.
Okay. How much cash do you have on hand?
Nothing right now. Maybe around $900.
Would you be able to hire a CPS attorney?
Absolutely not. I am tapped. I mean, I'm paying Austin Shell. I mean, if y'all pull my attorney from me, I'm just not going to have an attorney for this.
Do you have any other loans that you have to pay?
Like some, like I did a payday loan deal. It's like $1,800 I still owe them. And I think I have a title loan on one of my other vehicles that I've been paying on, and it's like $3,000. Just your normal stuff.
So you do have a vehicle, is that right?
Hmm?
You do have a vehicle to drive?
It's in the shop right now, but yes, ma'am.
Okay. And
No, I do not have one to drive right now.
if you needed assistance, would your family help you pay for another attorney?
No.
So they would help pay to get you out of jail and for your criminal attorney, but not for your CPS attorney.
I mean, we are tapped out right now. I mean, we are absolutely like,
I'll pass the witness.
what time was this supposed to be at, Natalie?
I think it was gonna start at 10:15, but they were running behind.
Okay. I was making sure I wasn't late because I was,
Yeah.
okay.
You weren't late, and I texted you like right when they.
Yeah, I
called
figured you would. I figured you would. Yeah, I'm sorry. I would have come into the office today, but I broke my foot last Wednesday, the morning I had criminal court. So I'm the judge was like, "Are you laying in bed?" I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, that didn't look good.
I know. I was gonna say something before she even said anything. But I have a complete broken, like you have 5 metatarsals in your foot. I have all 5 of them are broken. So I have like a complete shattered foot. Yeah,
Oh,
it is rough.
goodness.
And I did get rid of my new truck. I did all of that. Like I had no idea that they were going to make me look like the worst father of the year for getting a truck that had a $200 a month payment. So I got rid of it. And anywhere else I try to live, like with one of my friends or something, they're gonna, like in Horseshoe Bay or something like that, they're gonna. So is it just me and you on here right now, or is there
No,
other people?
everybody's on there listening. Yeah, everyone can hear you. You can text me if you have a specific question.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not saying anything I wouldn't say to them.
Sorry. Okay, Miss Vanna.
Pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, Miss Bennett. You were
Yes.
talking to your client. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, I have some questions.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Sheffield, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm going to go back over some of the questions that Ms. Vanna asked you and ask you to explain a little bit. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I thought her. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me fine?
Yes. Okay, just making sure.
Okay.
The court needs to know how much money you have available to hire an attorney, and there's certain laws and rules and things about that. So I just want to make sure that they have all of the information. Okay.
Okay.
So you said you just broke your foot. Do you have any medical bills now as a result of that?
Oh, yes.
Do you have insurance?
No, I have like a small Aflac policy, but it is not going to pay out on this.
Okay, so what are your estimated medical bills if they have told you anything?
Oh, shoot. So the ER bill is going to be like 15,000. And then the orthopedics probably going to cost me another 10,000, I'm sure, to have the surgery done. That's if I pay them. I'm going to have to pay them cash.
Okay,
So
are they
probably be more than that.
Are they requesting the money for the surgery up front? Is that what you mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When you don't have insurance, yeah.
Okay. And then the $15,000, you've already incurred that debt, and I guess you're going to have to set up a payment plan or something.
Yes, ma'am. I already have. Yeah.
Okay. So you have a payment plan set up already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how much are you paying a month?
I haven't looked at the paper. I mean, this has all just happened. I think I set it up as low as possible, like $150 is what I think I did, the lowest that they could do.
Okay. Going back to how much you said you make a month, you said your average per month is about $3,500, that it varies, but that's probably your average.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When you say that, is that your gross, like how much cash you have before expenses, or is that your net, like after you've paid all your bills, after expenses, after you've paid whoever's helping you?
No, that would be my gross. That's like what I bring in for the entire month. And then I pay out, fuel and tools and expenses, everything. That would be my gross.
Okay. So what is your average net per month after you pay your bills associated with working, since you work for yourself?
I try to like $1,500 here lately. If I can bring home $1,500, I'm happy.
Okay. And you said your utilities are 400 a month, 450 a month. I'm sorry. That's what I wrote down.
Yeah, 450. Yes,
And
ma'am.
what is that? What is that on the place that you live in?
Yeah, so there's the big shop right next door, and then my camper plugged into it. So I have one meter that powers the whole shop out there, and I use that for work as well. And then my camper, my travel trailer.
Okay. And then you said you had insurance but you didn't tell us how much that payment was. What insurance, what is the insurance for, and what's your payment?
Oh, so I have like a insurance policy on the camper. It's like $125 a month. And that's just, if it burns to the ground, just like vehicle insurance.
Okay.
And I also have renter's insurance, which is like another $45, I believe, because I have $50,000 worth of I could incur $50,000 worth of valuables if something happened.
Okay. And did you say that's $50 a month?
Yeah, it's like 45, 50. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You said you had a payday loan. What's your payment per month on that?
So I actually do like a balloon payment on that. I pay them like every 3 months. I pay them like $400, I believe. And so if you split that up, like $125, $150 a month.
Okay. And then what about your title loan? How much do you pay on that each month?
That's $90 a month.
Okay. And you have one truck, is that right?
Yes, right. Yes, ma'am.
One vehicle, and it's currently not running and it's in the shop?
Yeah, it's at Lewis Automotive right now. Getting new intake gasket manifold seals or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be another $1,000.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Do you know, did they give you an estimated bill as to how much it's going to cost to fix your truck?
Yes, ma'am. He told me it'd be about $1,000 to $1,500. Stan did. So.
Okay. Are there any other bills that you have that you pay each month that we've left out?
My phone bill, which is like $100 a month.
Okay. What about food or any other bills?
I have to eat too. I would say I probably spend $150 a week on groceries. And then, I might eat out a couple of times a week if I can. When I say eat out, I mean like go by McDonald's or something. I'm not going by Outback Steakhouse,
Anything else? Any other bills that you can think of offhand that you pay every month?
No, but I want the courts to know, or the judge or whoever needs to know. I'm not going to be able to work for like 3 months. Like I go in to see an orthopedic surgeon on Wednesday, and I'm not going to hardly be able to do anything for like 3 months. So this is going to be a very, very bad and rough deal. Like, because I can't work, I can't move, like I can't hardly move around at all. It's not that I like just barely broke my foot, like my foot's completely folded in half. So I just whoever needs to know that, I don't know.
Okay. So did your doctors tell you that you're able to walk on your foot or not able to?
No,
Or
no,
what did
I'm
they tell you?
bearing for 6 weeks.
Okay, so for at least the next 6 weeks, you're not even supposed to try to walk on your foot?
No, I can't. I have to use crutches, and they gave me like these little walker things. Like I can't put any weight on it for 6 whole weeks.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to do that.
And most of the jobs that you've been doing lately are more like construction type work?
Well, yeah, everything I do, I don't have anybody do any work for me. I do all the work. So, I mean, I'm frantically trying to find somebody to help me. So it's going to be really, really rough.
Okay. So your income that was 1,500 to 3,500 around that,
Yeah, that's gone. I mean, that's gone.
Okay. Do you have any income that will continue to keep coming in while you are laid up like this?
I might have one job that I finished up 2 months ago that's coming in still, and they owe me like $2,200, but that's it. That's all.
Okay. And all the rest of your jobs, they're not going to pay you any more money until the work is completed?
Yes. Yeah. I only have 4 jobs going right now. So, I mean, I haven't even had a chance to talk to all of them and tell them I broke my foot. And, I don't want to tell them because then they're going to try to find somebody else. It's going to be awful.
Okay. Any other bills? That's it.
No, ma'am. Not that I can think of, no.
Okay. I pass the witness.
Anybody else have any questions, Mr. Sheffield?
I
Yes.
just have one question, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Sheffield, if we were to ask you to provide us a medical release for your medical records on your foot, would you do so?
Yes, 100%. I can actually show you pictures of it right now if you need it.
No, I just want the medical records. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Sheffield, when did you get injured?
I'm sorry.
When did you injure your foot?
It would have been Wednesday of last week. I dropped a 400-pound generator directly on my foot. And I can send the court pictures or.
I have pictures also.
Yeah,
If you wanna
it's pretty nasty, isn't it?
Did you get injured, sir? Did you get injured before or after your court hearing last week?
The morning of my court hearing, I was emptying out all my work stuff from the back of the truck. And right before I went into court, boom, I dropped it. I was taking it out of the back of the truck and I dropped it on my foot like right before I went into court. I actually had to leave the emergency room to go to my court hearing and then go back to the emergency room to get it sewed up. It was a whole traumatic incident.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Anybody else?
Oh, actually, I have a few more, Judge. I'm sorry.
Okay, Ms. Vanna.
You stated that you paid the Shells last week $800.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, have you gone in to see them yet this week?
No, ma'am. Well, it's Monday, right? Yeah, it's just Monday. So.
It's Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday? I'm sorry. I'm off my days. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So no, not this week.
Okay, and when do you plan to go in to see the Shells this week?
Typically, I try to do it on Friday if I can meet up with Austin.
And is that your plan for this week?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how much are you going to pay Mr. Shell this week?
I haven't got that far yet. So I'm going to give him as much as I can. I'm trying to get that paid off. Sorry, I don't know. I asked him how much I need to give him, and he just says as much as you can. So I give him as much as I can.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Anybody else? Okay, Mr. Sheffield, how much what was your total amount you paid, you're supposed to pay the shells again?
It was 15,000 in total.
And what's your balance?
Oh, that is a good question. I think probably 7 or 8,000.
Okay. So let's just say call it even 7,500, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
Okay. What's the status of your criminal cases?
So I'm on probation. I'm
Okay.
not going to prison. I'm not going to prison. That was a big concern of mine throughout all this. So it's definitely going to be a big changing factor to this entire deal.
How long are you on probation for?
5 to 6 years.
Okay,
Or
so
6 to 5 years.
all your charges all wrapped up into that one probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you owe it? What are your fines, court costs, stuff like that?
Oh, there is a ton. I owe like $25,000 in restitution. My probation is $300 a month, and then it's like $1,000 a month is what I end up paying.
What were the offenses?
You want me to read them all off to you? I can get the paper.
No, you just remind me. You don't need to read them. Don't get the paper. Just tell me what
So
you
I
remember.
had an assault causing bodily injury. I had an assault on a peace officer. Those are the only two that I ended up pleading out on. Everything else got dropped. Does that am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're just good. Which one did you owe the restitution on?
It was a theft of $9,000. It wasn't really a theft, but restitution on that. And then there was another one for 2,500. It all totals up to close to 20,000.
Okay. Have you cut your hair recently?
Yes, ma'am.
You know you're not huh?
And I trim my beard.
You know you're not supposed to cut your hair during the pendency of a CPS case.
I cut my hair for this court thing, right? Oh, I did not know that.
I mean, I don't remember you having a shaved head before. Has he had y'all
Oh, yeah.
remember a shaved head?
Yeah, I've always had a shave. I've always shaved my head. My
You
hair
have?
grows really, really fast though, Judge, like really fast.
Okay. Okay. I just don't remember your hair being that short.
I just got it cut 2 days ago. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to cut my hair.
Supposed to keep it at a testable. You got beard hair? No, you don't have any. You don't have any hair that I
Well,
see.
They
You have
always,
any hair?
they
You have
always take
underarm
it from
hair?
my arms.
Excuse me?
No, well, they always. I have really long arm hair. They always take it from my arm hair
Okay. And
every
it's still
time I
there.
go in to get the hair follicle.
Okay.
Oh yes,
And
yeah. No,
okay. Okay. That's good. Okay. I'm a little confused. Are you and Miss Kaylee, are y'all married? Yeah, she got Sheffield last name. Y'all married? What's y'all's relationship?
yes, we are married.
Okay. And what does she do for a living?
He is working at Slotsky's in Liberty Hill.
Okay. Do y'all combine your bills, or she have her bills, you have your bills? How do y'all do that?
I just help her as much as I can. I mean, she's my family's trying to help her to where she doesn't have any bills. We're just trying to. It's just a delicate. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it.
So when she gets her paycheck, y'all have a checking account? Does she cash it? What does she do with her money?
I don't know. I think she just cashes it, Your Honor. What she does with her money, that's none of my business.
Okay. She's not here. Miss Fowler, where'd she go?
She was here, Your Honor, and I just looked at the participants a few minutes ago and saw that she's not here. I did let her know when I spoke with her that this hearing didn't pertain to her, but
Okay.
I don't know if she was working. I thought she would be here for the entirety.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know where she was. Okay. Um,
She was here, Judge. I did see her.
I saw her, but then she was gone and I checked a couple of times. So Mr. Sheffield, your family paid for your bond, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they pay for any of the money for shells?
Yeah, they gave him the first 5,000 to get started on it. Well, we hired him like a week before my hearing, so yes.
Okay. So if your family, I don't really understand. So if your family can pay to get you out of jail, they can pay a lawyer to keep you out of jail. Why can't they pay a lawyer for you to try to keep your kids?
Because all this has just happened and it's just not it's not my money, Judge. I can't speak for that. It's not, I can't demand.
Well, if they're family, I mean, isn't it important that, don't you think they'd want you to be able to fight to keep your kids?
Well, y'all are going to give me the kids regardless. I mean, there's no way that I'm ever going to get them.
Well, how's that going to work if you and your wife are married and y'all live together and y'all live on the same property? So,
I have a recording of Raphael Tovar telling Kaylee, if she stays with me, she will never get the kids.
okay, well, that's really my decision, isn't it?
Oh, I know, but if you want to hear that, that's what we keep hearing. I have a recording of that.
No, I'll take your word for it. And also, actually, your lawyers filed a jury demand. So don't you think that's a jury decision, right?
Well, yes, ma'am. I have had the hardest time throughout this whole thing with CPS. I really have. And I don't know.
Well, it sort of sounds like it's been mutual, though.
I've got all of my proof and everything. I mean, if you come in and take my children, what do you expect me to be, the nicest person in the world?
Well, but you got to look at it from, what's more important, you getting out of jail or you keeping your kids? I don't know.
Well,
And I know it's all related,
kids at all.
but what'd you say?
Raphael told me at the beginning of this, if I go to jail for any length of time, that you terminate rights. So the primary goal, that's what Raphael told me. He said, if I go to jail for longer than 2 years, your rights will be terminated. I have it on text messages. I can show you.
Well, maybe that's why your lawyer filed a jury demand. So that decision will not be mine. It'll be up to a jury in Vernon County. Okay?
No, yes, ma'am.
And I don't know what I would do. I don't know what.
So that was my.
We got a long ways to go in this. But
that was our primary goal, was to keep me out of jail for that, because if I went, it was under our understanding that my rights would be terminated anyways. So that was our primary fight. So now we just got over that hump on Wednesday. So now we're trying to develop a game plan for everything else, if that makes any sense.
So do you have any more pending criminal charges anywhere else?
No, ma'am. Just a couple of misdemeanors out of Burnett, but they are nothing to be concerned with.
They didn't get wrapped up in this?
No, I think a couple of them are. Everything's going to be wrapped up into this, is what Austin was telling me.
Okay.
So,
do you have any criminal charges, or do you have any lawsuits or criminal charges in any other counties pending?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Just Burnett County.
Okay.
I'm not going to prison at all.
Okay. Who's your probation officer?
I haven't met him yet.
Okay. Do you have a boat?
No, I do not.
Do you have a motorcycle?
No, I do not.
So you have a trailer? You have like a flatbed? How do you haul your work stuff around?
So I have a 1-ton truck, a single truck.
Okay. And is that the one that's in the shop?
Yeah, it's right down the road from the courthouse. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Miss Kaylee have a vehicle?
My grandparents gave her a truck. Yes.
Okay. Are those the grandparents whose house you're at?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any questions, Mr. Sheffield?
Yes, I do. I mean, it's seeming that the courts are wanting to spend money that is not mine. Y'all are sitting here saying, well, if your family has money, then they should have to pay. That money is not mine. I have no say so over that money, and that would put it out of my control. So why is my family being brought up into the mix? I mean, that like that, they could just say tomorrow, no, we're not doing nothing else. You know, that is out of my control. That's very scary that y'all would put that in the mix, something that is not in my control at all.
Well, Mr. Sheffield, you got to see it from our point of view. That's pretty scary that people spend a lot of money to help people in criminal cases, but they don't spend any money to help them with their kid cases. And it's not just you. This happens occasionally. So it's sort of and you know, you're entitled to it. If you're indigent for one case, why aren't you indigent for a criminal case too? You know, so you know, I mean, if you have a court-appointed attorney in your criminal case, you're probably going to have a court-appointed attorney in your CPS case.
And Judge, I've got a couple of questions for Mr. Sheffield.
Okay. Mr. Sheffield, did you fill out an application for court-appointed attorney in your criminal case, or did the family just hire shells right off the bat?
No, I had a court-appointed attorney at first.
And who was that?
Oh my goodness. What was her name? I only met with her one time. Judge, I can't remember. It's a female from the Burnett office. Oh, I have her wrote down somewhere.
Oh,
I
the
can't
public
remember.
defender's office, right?
Yes, right across from the courthouse. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And what happened to her? How come she went away?
Because the judge told me that I needed to hire my own attorney since I bailed out with money that wasn't mine.
Okay. Did you ask the Shells if they could represent you in your CPS case?
No, ma'am, I have not.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Vanna, any more questions? You said you have some more questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sheffield, did you get all the paperwork from the resolution of your felony cases?
Yeah.
Was that a yes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, and isn't it true that you don't have to
Can you
pay
hear
any
me?
restitution? Yes, sir. Isn't it true that you don't have to pay any restitution?
No, that is not true. I have $20,000 worth of restitution.
Okay, on your felony cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you, let's see.
He's gone.
Oh, here he is. Okay, and Mr. Sheffield, isn't it true that you still have 6 misdemeanors pending? I can't hear you, sir. Isn't it true that you still have 6 misdemeanors pending in Burnett County?
Are they still pending?
Yes.
I did not know if they were wrapped. I didn't know if they were wrapped up or not. Then you know more than me. Yes, ma'am.
And the Shells are still representing you on those, correct?
Yes, I paid them to represent me on every offense I had.
Okay, no further questions.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor,
Go
I
on.
was just going to ask for conditions of probation and if maybe he could provide us with the proof of his payment of his bills, just as a
Oh, yeah.
request.
Yeah, I can provide all that. That's not a problem.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
I have one question. Mr. Sheffield, are you on any pain medicine and stuff for your foot right now?
Yes, but not very much. Yeah.
Okay. I just I didn't know if
Yeah, for the first time, pretty dope. Now, not so much.
Okay.
I didn't understand that. First time I was pretty dopey,
Nope.
maybe?
First time he was
Yeah.
pretty doped up in the beginning, but it's not as bad now.
Yeah, okay.
He's not on as much medicine. Anyway, that's all I was asking, Judge.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Ms. Van, any more witnesses?
No more witnesses.
Okay. Ms. Fowler, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Bennett?
No, I don't have any other witnesses.
Okay. Ms. Potts, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear from everybody.
Judge, at this time, I'm asking the court to remove Mr. Sheffield's court-appointed attorney. As you heard his testimony, he has contradicted himself several times. At first, he stated that he was paying the Shells $20,000. Then he stated it was $15,000. He stated that he, on average, he can make $5,000 a week, but then says on average makes $3,500 per month. He's got no other dependents. He's the only one in his household. And
And I'm not going to be able to work for 3 months.
Hold on, Mr. Sheffield, not your turn to talk. Go on, Ms. Vanna.
he goes to the Shell's office every week and makes payments for his court-appointed attorney, for their legal services. He stated he's not supposed to bear weight or go anywhere, yet he continues to go. He's able to go to the Shell's office. I think that if the court today decides not to remove his court-appointed attorney, I would ask the court today to order that he provide proof of all of his expenses and a release of information for his medical information for the injury to his foot, Judge, and proof of his income.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Fowler, anything?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Bennett?
Yes, Your Honor. As you heard my client testify, and that is why I asked if he was on pain meds and stuff, because I think that can, make it a little bit confusing. I think he's trying to legitimately answer all of the questions. It's just, he doesn't necessarily have all his bills and everything exactly in front of him.
I don't have anything in front of me.
It's okay. Let me just talk right now. Okay. And I'll try to argue for you. He is injured. I'm happy to send pictures right now. He's not going to be able to work for at least 3 months, and will have zero income for the next 3 months. I understand that his family members helped him to get out of jail and pay Mr. Shell. I mean, that's clear, but I don't believe that his family members have any more money left, and they're not going to be able to get money together to pay an attorney on a CPS case. And I mean, in my experience, family attorneys require initial upfront retainer fees too, especially on CPS, and are not going to do a smaller payment plan. My clients, I mean, even before he got injured, his bills equal or exceed how much he makes every month, and he does not have enough money to pay all of his bills.
But whose choice is that, Ms. Bennett? I mean,
I'm just,
this is all while they don't have the kids at home to eat and to feed and to, haul around and spend gas money, take them to, activities or school or, stuff. And his wife works. Keep going.
I don't think my client is getting the benefit of any of the money from his wife, because they're not really together right now, and I think they're trying to sort out what is going to happen between them. So although if my client does have good month and have extra, he might try to help her. I don't know that I don't believe that she's actually giving him any of her money that she makes from Schlotzsky's. My client has one vehicle which is not running. He has new medical bills. Even before, he didn't have enough money to pay his bills, and now at this point, he definitely doesn't have any money to pay his bills. I don't even know how he's going to make his basic payments of his trailer to have a place to live and his electricity. And I don't believe his family, from what my client testified to, is going to be able to come up with more money. I think they all chipped in to try to get him out of jail. And I mean, that's all the extra money that they have. So I don't believe that my client has the funds to be able to hire a private attorney for this case. And also I actually find it, I guess, a little surprising that they want to risk Mr. Sheffield not having an attorney, because again, I mean, at CPS's request, many times I have been asked to be involved in, basic text messaging, meetings, phone calls, like all kinds of things. So
Raphael will not even talk to me unless you know about it.
anyway, so I would ask that you leave me as his attorney, so that he does have an attorney to help assist him with this case and to help assist CPS in their communications.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have anything they'd like to add?
Your
I
Honor,
do.
this is just for information purposes. Mr. Sheffield has not paid any child support. I haven't received any from him.
Wow.
What was the wow?
You haven't paid any child support.
Okay, I think I asked for a address to send some stuff to. Okay.
Last court date, each parent was ordered to pay $225 a month child support beginning 8/1/23. So you're getting ready to be a month behind, and then your new payment's gonna be due, 9/1's Friday? So have you got anything from the mother, Ms. Potts? Beginning this Friday, the parents each pay $25 per week for child support, payable to Ms. Potts, and she will forward it to the placement. Whether the placement is with Gilmore or no.
Your Honor, she just asked me for Ms. Potts's address, and I wasn't clear on the way. I told her to take a picture of the money order and mail it directly. That's her family. She knows the placement. Mail it directly to the placement, but to send me a picture of that money order so that it could be tracked if needed. I figured that was the most efficient way for the placement to get child support quickly. But she had, I just spoke with her. She was planning to do that.
Well, it really, the family makes it even more reason for it to go through Ms. Potts.
And Judge, I will add that the last court order has the address and the amount of child support, and even Ms. Potts' telephone number in the actual order where it needs to be sent.
I'll redirect her. I'll tell her to send it to Ms. Potts. Okay.
Yeah. Just send the money order payable to them and get it that way. Well,
Can I just say something, Judge?
if your lawyer will let you.
Oh, I'll say it regardless. I want to say this.
Okay.
If I do not have a court-appointed attorney on this is back to back from my criminal stuff. It's not that my family wouldn't help. That's not the case at all. If they needed to, they would definitely. We are just now getting over that, and that came before this Does that make any sense? That was happening. That was in motion before this. So if we had time to recover or, something, I mean, we are like days after this. So if we just had time to recover, we could do that, but we don't. We don't have any time to recover financially. I mean, at all. We are literally days. So it's not that my family doesn't want to help for my baby girls. Of course we do. And of course I would, I'm almost thinking about selling my camper. I'm thinking of what to do if you take my attorney away. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to sell my home and the place where I would stay with the kids or sell my only vehicle. I'm racking my brain right now how I'm going to do this. If you take that, and I will do that. If that's what I need to do, Judge, if you make that decision, I will do that. But I will not have representation if you make that call, but I will do whatever you want me to do.
Okay, I think
There's injury. I'm
I
sorry.
haven't figured out. Okay, anybody else have anything to say? Parents, y'all have your service plan. You have to comply. Your parental rights will be subject to termination. This is always subject to review at a future permanency hearing if we need to discuss it further. Even though it's set today, it's all in the mix with the other CPS stuff. So if Mr. Sheffield wins the lottery, it would be, and I've had that happen before, y'all, so don't laugh at me.
I
So,
would love that to happen.
yeah, I definitely had that happen in another county. But if he does, obviously we're gonna revisit the situation. I'm going to order Mr. Sheffield to sign a release for all the medical records upon presentment by CPS. I'm going to order Mr. Sheffield to pay $200, and I'm going to find that he's partially indigent and order him to pay $225 per month to the district clerk for reimbursement of court-appointed attorney fees beginning 9/15/23, and the county attorney is to report about the fees at each hearing. When we get to go to mediation, we get to a final order in this case or something, I want the child support, I want the attorney fees, I want all that to be kind of figured in together, because in my opinion, part of the attorney fee, it's like a child support enforcement hearing. Part of the attorney fees are needed to enforce the child support obligations. So maybe we can be creative and working all that into a situation. We're coming back for our second permanency hearing on October 3rd. And like I said, we'll regroup and see where we are. So Ms. Bennett, be prepared for your client to have to discuss finances at every single hearing. And also, no one's to say, possibly motion to enforce for non-payment of child support, increasing the child support, because right now the child support is at a minimum for both parents. Don't like that. Don't like that it's not paid either. So anybody else need anything? So Ms. Vanna's motion, your motion is denied partially and granted partially.
Your Honor, can you have him supply prescriptions for the pain medication? We still need the prescriptions from the beginning of the case that he's been ordered to give.
Are you still involved in this? How does she still have something to say? And okay.
You can talk to your lawyer about that.
I'll prepare an order, Judge.
Okay, hold on. I have one more. Okay, by 9/15/23, Mr. Sheffield has provided written prescription list of medicines he's obtained from his pharmacy, and that will go all the way back to 2/1/23 to current and continuing each month thereafter, as long as Mr. Sheffield is on any type of prescription medicine. That is to be given to Mr. Tovar by 9/15.
Can I just give it to my attorney?
Yes.
Yes.
Because Mr. Tovar will not have any
It's okay.
communication with me.
It's fine. We'll talk about it. It's
I know,
good.
but he won't. He won't even talk to me.
That's fine. As
I
long
got
as you
it.
get it minute, she'll get it to who she needs to. Anybody else?
May I
Lawyer? Yes,
clarify?
ma'am.
I just need to clarify a couple dates. I was trying to write fast. Okay, so back to what date?
Everything's 9:15.
Right. It is by 9:15, provide the list of medication from the pharmacy and provide it each month. But you said it goes back to,
Oh, it goes back to beginning, and Ms. Singleton said this has been a problem since the beginning of the case, so it goes back to 2/1/23. He needs to provide a list of meds that was on 2 in February because the case started on 2/10.
okay. And then
Granted on 2/10,
and the attorney fees to the district clerk start also
9:15.
Okay. And then one last clarification. When he testified, he said he would sign a release for his medical records about his foot. When you said it, it sounded like you said order dad to sign a release for all medical records. Are we talking about all medical records about his foot, or are you ordering him to release all medical records? And then if so, how far back? And
Everything can start 2/1, and I said all because if you're on prescription medicine, then maybe you have some other problems too.
okay, so medical records back to February 1st of 2023. Okay.
I mean, if there's a concern about medicine or prescriptions, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be concerned about, let me think, high blood pressure medicine or birth control or, things like that. I mean, it's just,
Birth control.
I'm throwing that out.
No, I don't think there's any kind of consistent medication that would be of concern, but
Right.
he can get.
But gotta check.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, I already talked about parental rights. Any lawyers, Casa, y'all need anything else?
Oh, Your Honor.
Okay,
I won't hear again.
I didn't hear you. Talk to your lawyer. Okay, y'all, we're in recess for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, bye-bye.